an existing specimen powerful enough to adapt to any environment without the validation of other species, but that of raw nature, existing outside of hierarchies created by alphas and betas. This solitary individual understands life as a game and is living in the era of a prevailing mass taking over countries and adding its own rules, commandments, and ideologies, because some people just want to play God. He chooses not to play this arbitrary game unless it benefits some well-developed goal he wishes to achieve. Not loud or brash, but having a quiet confidence that disrupts the loudest sounds. Not afraid of political games, reputation destroyers, or physical harm. He's too intelligent to be swayed by something that can easily be avoided, or if need be, overthrown. Sigma males spend more time living in an internal life battle than that of its opposite, the alpha male who lives a life of external battles. Also, I might add, alphas typically aren't that fond of these threats called sigma males. Unless the sigma benefits the alpha in some way, there's no guarantee these two will naturally get along. You have to factor in that these two are the powerhouses that exist at the top of the food chain in dominance and socio-sexual hierarchies. What's more, given the fact that sigma males are so solitary and a behind-the-scene type of guy, this type overall doesn't enjoy the loud and brash lifestyle of the alpha, but the lifestyle of mystery and introspection. Things that pertain to the highest intellectual pursuits are where the sigma will dwell most of his days. Sigma males are greatly adept at being social butterflies and chameleons. Whether the goal is to act as any of the personality types listed in the Greek alphabet hierarchy, the sigma male can do it with ease. This causes confusion to most and keeps others from tracking them down, as most sigmas usually want to be left alone. That's why they're called elusive and there's not much information about them. A sigma is a man with layers to them and experience. At least that is what I understand. They are also unaffected by the opinions of others. Unlike alphas, which feed off pack adoration, it seems likely to be a sigma you need to become something a cut above the rest to the point where their opinions do not reach you. To be a sigma requires self-confidence built by overcoming failures. I do not believe a beta, alpha, zeta, gamma, omega guy is a sigma, but with respect, they could have arisen from any of these positions. An alpha would need to be humbled to become a sigma, and then recover so that they may succeed without the need to please. For a beta, they would need to recognize the failures of those whom they follow, and of themselves, but still aim to be better, and in doing so they follow a personal compass. For gamma, omega, they would already be humble, but need to develop themselves into an alpha without losing the strengths of the humility. New money's second generation is omega. They lack first generation alpha and the humility of sigma. They follow the crowd's idea of a leader, but not their own ideals. The exceptions become alpha, but very, very, very rarely sigma. To be a sigma, become good in a few areas and have self-worth. I would say Arnold Schwarzenegger is a prime alpha. He's strong, no doubt, charismatic, and determined, but his strength is not all his own. He took performance enhancers to succeed. A sigma may never use steroids, as to do so would mean adhering to society's desire to be great and holds no inner strength. For a beta to become a sigma is a real risk in a career setting. At home, I suppose it would mean being more assertive with a relationship, but at the same time being able to find space. An alpha might have plenty of girlfriends, as might a beta, but for those they choose it will be hard to discern value. Why? Because both alpha and beta care for reputation over quality. A sigma cares less if a woman or man is unsuitable. They will brush them off without concern for social norms. An alpha might say no because they think they can get better, and a beta might say the same. A sigma will not consider a relationship in that way, as their better is no based on reputational gain, i.e. an alpha marries for money, looks, fame, but a sigma marries for intrinsic value and drive. Are you fat? Can't run down the street. Get upset at every little thing. Wallow in self-pity. Think you were born ugly or inferior. That's telltale you are a beta. You can always be better. Wanna be an alpha and a sigma? Then look at how you can improve, and do it consistently. If you're fat, then changes the food you eat. If it's all processed junk food, then first read the label. And try cooking your perfect takeaway at home. Changing to home cooking will save money and reduce fat. Educate yourself on nutrition and see how to steadily over time reduce weight so it lasts years, not months. Drop the fads that are gamma quick fix. A sigma does not cave to society fads, they make them. As for ugly, beauty is subjective. If your personality is bad, change it. If you're negative, be positive. If your friends are a bad influence, then make new friends who are a good influence. If your body is grotesque, then make it what you want, and set goals so that when you arrive at the end goal you can recognize it. For a gamma, it's a blank slate. Just do everything to become an alpha, but do it for yourself. Know this: a sigma is not unhealthy. You can fat shame an alpha or beta. Both can be fat, but a sigma will become healthy for no other reason than they recognize it puts them in the best state of mind. A sigma will talk to women and enrapture them without knowing. An alpha goes with the intent to be seen and is. A sigma has no intent but is seen. They know of the fickleness of people, so seek out those who see beyond it and have gone through levels of processes to be better, so are more aware of omegas and betas than fickle alphas. Being a sigma be an alpha with multiple talents. That has self-worth and moral conviction. That does not please others, but is not rude. The alphas hate sigmas because they are the only men who don't accept or at least acknowledge their social dominance. Alphas absolutely hate to be laughed at, and a sigma can enrage an alpha by simply smiling at him. Everyone else is vaguely confused by them. At the party, it's the guy who stops by to say hello to a few friends accompanied by a tier 1 girl that no one has ever seen before. Sigmas often like women, but also tend to be contemptuous of them. Basically, unconventional chat. A hipster in skinny jeans could have more appeal than the classic alpha to some women. RP simply can't rationalize why a true leader of men who constantly lift would be outdone by a guy like this. Rock stars are probably the quintessential sigma males. Lots of artists, musicians, creative types fall under this umbrella. It seems like everything on Red Pill is broken down into simplest terms of alpha, beta, with beta also encompassing everything below it. Don't try to be a sigma. You can't be a genuine sigma. You'd only be faking it. Sigmas are shaped over a lifetime of experience. That's why there are few if any young sigmas. Sigmas are often mistaken for omega and betas because of the belief that introverts are submissive. Many sigmas start out as betas in their formative years, until they mature and realize they have the capacity to control their own lives and shed their beta identity. This isn't a conscious decision, but rather an inevitable awakening. Theirs is a lot of information on the net that only really describes the sigma archetype. But there are many downsides to being sigma. Sigmas don't decide to be sigma any more than an alpha decides to be alpha. We are who we are. I should say I don't include wannabe alphas. Fake alphas are just aggressive betas. The number one reason a male would want to choose to be a sigma is that he's a beta and doesn't have the qualities or confidence to be an alpha, but has read on the internet that women find sigmas sexy. It's not a lifestyle to pull women. The truth is it's a personality type that attracts some women, but turns many more of them. This is because sigmas are invisible to women. Many women are attracted to extroverts, something a sigma isn't. Many times in my life a friend would say to me, "Dude, remember that hot girl you were talking with earlier? Any fool could see she was into you. Why didn't move on her?" We typically have a calm confidence that astute women will notice, so there is some truth to it. But we are hard to get to, hard for our own good. The truth is sigmas don't notice or care because they've never been in the rat race, so they typically don't have those social skills. Not to be confused with shyness. Sigma is not shy. We just typically find the antics of male alpha players repulsive. To finish, a beta can learn to be more alpha, but a beta can't learn to be a sigma. You either are one or you are not. Because it isn't simply about confidence. It's a very specific set of personality traits.